Hey, Kevin here, top 1 financial advisor and best-selling author, and we are here to talk about the stock market. Everybody, and I mean everybody, is talking about the merger of Spirit Airlines and Frontier Airlines, and it's not a blockbuster. I mean, people are hyping it up to be a blockbuster. They would merge and become, if approved, they will merge and become the 5th largest airline carrier in the U.S. I'm not feeling this deal at all. It's not great, and I'll give you a few reasons as to why I'm not invested in it. I'm not excited about it, and I think it's absolute trash. And the reason why I say that, I mean, first off, you're combining the two worst airlines. Frontier basically set the record for the most complaints. I think it was last year or the year before. So people complain about Frontier. People absolutely hate Spirit Airlines, and they're the ones who pioneered the whole, gotcha fees, the nickel and diming. That's what they're known for. They are known for that. Where flight's $99, and then you get the flight, and then you realize there's a seat fee, and there's a fee for a seat belt, and a fee to breathe air. Like, 2 of those fees were fake, the others were not. But there are like all these extra fees, and then you realize you're paying more than what you would had you gone somewhere else. This, for me, when you in a business, like the stock market is going to do what the stock market does. There's some companies that absolutely take off that make no business sense, but at the end of the day, that usually wears off, and people come back to the fundamentals. They come back to, is this business making money? Do they create a product or a service that people absolutely need and enjoy and come back to willingly? And the answer for Spirit and Frontier is no, and it's been no for quite a while. There's a reason why people like Apple products and they use Apple stuff. They got other choices. You may not have tons and tons of choices, but you could go other places. There's a reason why you choose Apple, because of the way that it's designed, the way that they create their products and their services. There's a reason you choose Netflix. Their content is really good. There's a reason people choose Disney Plus. Like, all of those, there are reasons behind it. You don't find many people that are passionate about Spirit, and you don't necessarily need passion, right, to justify an investment. But they have a bad service. They have there's nothing good about either of these companies. I'm sorry. If you like Spirit, you are lying. If you like Frontier, I've never ran into anybody who says they enjoy Frontier, but they're both, again, two terrible companies merging together to make one big terrible company. At no point do I think merging 2 carriers that consistently rank at the bottom, putting them together, and they're magically going to get better. Yes, they'll get bigger, but that I don't see that working out. So that's just a part of it. And this is not a biased take either. I'll actually show you some rankings of where they rank generally and why this is such a bad deal. In fact, I'll do that now before I get into my airline rant, because I don't really like airline stocks either. And I'll tell you why in just a second. So I'll put this on the screen too. So as I'm going through and reading for this video, one of the first things that popped up is this is the worst airline in the US according to a new ranking. And it's not Spirit or Frontier. Now, the really funny thing is, this news about the merger came out today, on Monday. This particular article came out the day before. So even before we knew about this, they said, hey, there's a new worst airline, but it ain't these 2, which means that it's consistently those 2 are the worst ones. And that's not good. That is not good. If CNBC can come out here and say, look, we had a new bad, or we have a new carrier, a new airline carrier that's the worst, and it ain't the ones you expect, that says a lot about the company. And again, you can check the date here. It came out before the news broke. They had no idea when they wrote this story that this merger was even happening. That is a problem. Now, the answer to the question was JetBlue, and it was because of tons of cancellations for JetBlue. They usually rank somewhere within top 5 or 6, but last year was pretty bad for them. So, too bad to JetBlue. But aside from that, aside from them not having a great product or service, they don't. The other problem for me is I'm not big on the airlines. Yes, there was a point in time in 2020 where, people are going to go back. People are going to go back outside. Therefore, airlines made sense. You've never really heard me say that, because it's hard to make money in the airline space. And at one point, I even did a tweet that got a lot of traction that showed that I want to say it was between 2018, maybe 2019, really before the pandemic. took off, unfortunately, that only one airline had beaten the S&P 500, and it had barely done that, and that was Southwest Airlines. But I'll actually pull up the chart now to give you more updated numbers, because again, that was a long time ago. If you go back over the past year, so past 1 year, only, actually none. Now this is not a graph I put up because there's so many different lines I'm comparing. For example, I'm comparing Delta, Spirit. The ticker symbol for Frontier Airlines, for whatever reason, is ULCC. Then you've got Love, which is Southwest, and you have American Airlines. So I'm comparing these airlines over the past 1 year. So from February of 2021 to now, none of them beat the S&P 500. Not a single one. S&P 500 was up 15.79%. Every last one of these was negative, with Frontier coming at near the bottom at negative 22%. And then you had Spirit at what looks like to be negative 27 or so percent. So again, I'm taking the two worst stocks and merging them into one. I don't see that as being the best idea. So even if I go back the last 6 months, now granted the entire stock market had been a little rough, right, especially these last few months, but if I go back 6 months and say, well, let's take a closer, more recent snapshot, and I do that, both Delta Airlines and the S&P 500 are up about 1.5%. Then I've got Southwest down 14%. I've got Spirit Airlines down 16%. I've got Frontier Airlines down 17%. And then I've got American down 21%. Being down double digits when the market is up, that's an issue. Being down when being down when the market is up at any point in time is bad. But to be down 20%, to be down double digits in both cases is not great. So then I said, all right, well, let's zoom back even further. Now, I don't like to use, here's what happened in the last 5 years to give you an indication whether or not you should dig further right now. Like 5 years ago, the world was completely different. So, this is not data to really lean on per se, but it is just to show you that the airline industry is not really the best investment for the long term. So if I go back 5 years, so we're talking 2017 now, the S&P 500, the market, was up 90% in the past 5 years. So if I invested 5 years ago to today, even though January was rough, I'd be up 90%. Cool. I'll take that, right? I would definitely take it when I compare it to everything here. Delta Airlines down 18%. Southwest Airlines down 24% after 5 years. After 5 years of investing, I'm still down 24% in Southwest. I'm down 44% with Frontier, down 58% with Spirit, and down 64% for American Airlines. Come on, man. This is not a good business. And Delta is regularly ranked number 1 in best service and being on time, all that kind of stuff. I like Delta Airlines, but I also like Southwest. I fly Southwest. Some people got issues with Southwest. I ain't one of them. I'll take my 2 free bags. But aside from all of that, they're still down. They're all, for the most part, still down. I'm staying away from this deal. They can do what they want to do. Maybe I think Spirit was up 18, 17%, whatever it was today. That's fine. They can have that. Maybe it will become a meme stock. Don't know, don't care. This is what I'm staying away from because, again, the business of airlines is very, very expensive. You've got expensive staff to take care of. You got the people who work on the planes, all the engineering, the bag people, the pilots, the flight attendants, all that stuff. Then you got the cost of fuel, the cost of maintenance, all the regulation around it, which we need to fly safely. You got all that stuff, and your margins are very, very, very thin. And some of the only ways that you can produce a profit on a consistent basis is by nickel and diming people, which is what they hate, which is what Spirit is known for. So again, Frontier too, for that matter, if you ask me. But this is the easiest investment for me to say no to. Okay, it didn't take that much for me to figure out that this was a no. You put anything with Spirit, I'm like, I'll pass. But no, this is not great. They can merge, they cannot merge. I personally don't care. This is not a stock I'm gonna look at. And if I catch you investing in it, again, you do what you want to do. But I'm gonna tell you now, whether it's on public, whether it's on Instagram or Twitter, if I catch you investing in this, just know that if I scroll by it, I probably gave you that face. Like, And I'm gonna just keep scrolling. Look, the numbers are there. The numbers are there, and that's a problem. So yeah, I don't want to belabor the point, but most, if not all, right? I just gave you the numbers of the last 5 years. That most airlines haven't done well in the last 5 years. They didn't do well prior to that either, to be honest. The past 5 years hadn't done well. Pre-COVID, post-COVID, still weren't doing well. The service for those two particularly have regularly been at the bottom. Put them together does not make them a better company. That's my opinion. Okay, so if you disagree, if you agree, definitely want to hear from you. But if you disagree, I really want to hear your thoughts about why. Because even if you combine them, yet the companies say they're going to save some money, they probably will. But I don't see profitability jumping by that much. And the other thing you need to know is a lot of the major hubs are already controlled by a Delta or an American or United or something like that. So they're not building that many new airports, even with the infrastructure build. They'll update some, but they're not really going to build a whole new hub for them to like corner the market somewhere. I don't really see that for them, at least not in the biggest places that people want to travel. So this is bad. They do what they want to do. Good luck to them. Good luck to people who are investing in them. I want you to make money. I don't think you're gonna make money, but if you do, great. This is a no for me. This is a flaming red flag to fail. So I wanted to give my thoughts. My friend Ron was like, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And that's what I think. So, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. We'll cover whatever happens tomorrow because I have no idea. But if you have any questions, any thoughts, any ideas that you want me to cover and you want my thoughts on, put it in the comments and we'll add it to the list and we'll talk about it. All right, that's it for me. Talk to you guys later.